I'm Matt Malone, and we are back again. Farm Tour 2021 continues, and really great opportunity for us here today as somebody who is no stranger to the Farm Tour, but now is giving us the opportunity to be on site. Dale Robson's with us. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you. And you know, we've had conversations. I mean, I think the last time that we had a conversation, we were sitting at a restaurant in Dowagiac.
Yeah. Yep,
and
exactly.
now we are able to see this in person. Now, first and foremost, you just had something exciting happen here this past week. Tell me a little bit about what was dropped off.
Okay. Well, first of all, we're a what you call a wean to finish farm, and we actually buy 3-week-old pigs. And on Monday, we had a shipment in of 600 little ones that came in on a semi, and the semi will back up to this chute, and we'll unload them maybe 100 at a time, and then we move those into the barn where they'll actually be finished out.
Okay, so we got, again, a delivery that came out here, and what's cool is the semi actually pulls right up here, and where we're standing is a pretty important part about the delivery, right?
Exactly. So, and these particular little pigs come from a sow farm that has 3,000 sows. So in order to get enough pigs, to get 1,200 pigs or more, then they have to have that large of a sow farm.
Sure.
And so there's lots happening on the other end. The pig industry is actually getting kind of specialized, just like every other industry. Mm-hmm. And so they have the sow unit, and we have the finishing unit. Mm-hmm. And actually for us, that's a lot less labor, and they have all the headaches of getting them bred and all those kind of things. So. It's worked out really well for us,
yeah.
And be able to use our facilities because we used to be a farrow to finish operation.
Sure.
And but right now we're a wean to finish.
There you go, right from the start all the way through.
You got it.
So yeah, they pull up here. They go down the chute. We're going to show a little bit about what that process is and some of the cool, we'll say, technology features that make your life a little bit easier in just a minute. But before we jump into that too, people might be hearing or seeing this conversation and saying, you know what, pigs, I know that's where bacon comes from. The prices of bacon are really, really high right now for certain slices. I actually got a really great deal the other day, which is awesome. But supporting those, hog farms, right?
Thank you.
But,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. But I want to know a little bit more for us as consumers who don't really see why that price is increased. Tell me a little bit about what goes into that, I guess, price change.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the export market, obviously. We, as an industry, we export at least 25% or more of every hog that's in this country, and we slaughter about 115 million a year. Mm-hmm. And so obviously 25% of those are going to exports, and so the export market is really strong. Mm-hmm. Because China had went through some health challenges the last 2 or 3 years, mm-hmm. And along with a lot of the other countries. And also there's a lot of regulations among the industry and the packing industry and so forth, and so they've had to cut down on their line, as many as they could push through a line. Uh-huh. And generally it's anywhere from 600 to 1,100 an hour. So, and those particular units, because of the unions and so forth, they've had to back some of those off because they were going too fast, and so that's limiting some of the capacity to be able to push those hogs through. But we still kill 480,000 hogs a day.
Wow.
And 5 days a week, and occasionally they'll put a Saturday on, and so we could have 2.5 million hogs a week that are slaughtered for this country in its food supply.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
Quite a bit. The deli meat, man. Got to make those ham sandwiches.
You got it.
Hot hams and cheese and all that.
And we appreciate all that.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, we've had a good conversation so far. A little bit about some of the more broad brush strokes. Let's get a little bit more into detail, and let's actually head into the barn, shall we?
Okay, we sure will.
All right, let's go. All right, so we made it in, and this is basically the first area that when you get a nursery, you get the little piggies, the piglets. What did you call them? What does your wife call them?
Bacon seeds.
The bacon seeds come off the truck. They come into the pens, and they hang out here. So talk to me a little bit about what happens here in the growth and raising process.
Okay, so these pigs will stay in our first stage, which is the nursery, and they'll stay in here for about 8 weeks. And in that time frame, we will put them on ground feed, and that will consist of corn, soybean meal, and minerals, all pre-mixed and formulated for the pig size. And we will have 4 different feed changes in that 8 weeks that they're in here, just because as they get bigger, they don't need as much protein and so forth. And while they're in here, when we come to check the pigs, we look for any pigs that maybe aren't feeling quite so well, and we might have to give them a shot of some kind of a medication. And we also check to see that they're all healthy and they all get up and move around, and no one's feeling ill.
Sure.
If there is a problem in the nursery, like say a scour or something, we have the capability of actually putting medication through the water, and so that's an easy way to get all the pigs medicated at one time.
It's kind of like fluoride in our water, right?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
It's funny, I lift my hand and the pigs just run away right
Oh yeah, yeah. But they're very curious animals, so they'll be
yeah.
right back as
Oh,
soon
yeah.
as, as you can see, they come right back.
Yeah.
So,
we have the opportunity to give them the medicine. We have the opportunity to make sure we feed them, give them the hydration that they need to be able to grow too. You mentioned the feed and not as much protein. You have kind of a set schedule, like week 1, week 2, week 3, or is it based on how they progress?
basically, like the first ration, they're going to get 6 pounds apiece, period. And then the second ration is like 9, and the third ration is like 13 pounds, and then the fourth ration is like 18.
Wow.
So it's all on a schedule according to how the pigs perform, and the universities have that all down pat, and we follow it, and it seems to do pretty well. So.
It does all right. Gets the job done.
In 8 weeks, these pigs will be about 60 to 65 pounds, believe it or not.
Wow.
And then, so after they're in this nursery, then we move them into a finisher.
Sure.
And then they're finished out in there, and then they're off to market then.
Sure. And we'll talk about that here in just a second
right.
as well too. But it's very interesting that these, again, little piglets, the bacon seeds as we refer to them, very curious. They jump around, they jump over each other. But we also do see that there are some different colors as well too, and different breeds. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, yes. So generally in a commercial herd, you generally have more than one breed, and our particular breeds are Duroc, which is a red color, and or you'll see a Hamp, which is black, or white, which is maybe a York or a landrace combinations. And so the genetics teams just figure that out, and what's the best way to do that.
Sure. Excellent.
So when we're in here, the correct way to hold a pig is by his hind leg.
Okay.
When you put your hand underneath his belly, you're basically putting pressure on his belly, and so it's very uncomfortable for him.
Yes. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of the same way with getting some sheep too.
Yeah.
To get them out of the pen, you got to kind of pull them a little bit,
Exactly.
partially because you don't want to get kicked too.
Right. So.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. So from here we see the piglets. They max out there. You said 8 weeks, and then from there they don't exactly look the same. What do you say we do a little time travel?
Okay.
Is that good?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good.
We got to do this in front of the camera though. We got to go. We're here. All right. Time travel.
Sounds good.
Those little bacon seeds are now grown into almost full-fledged, ready to go bacon, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So I've got to ask, because obviously there's a lot of pigs there, a lot of hogs here, and you don't have really a great opportunity to be able to go and say, all right, this one's big enough, we move it in, right? It is everybody, the whole graduating class goes and moves into this area when they are finishing.
Finishing unit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So these particular hogs here have been in here probably 6 weeks out of the nursery. And they're already probably 150 pounds plus. And when we get ready to market, they're usually around 280 to 290 pounds. And that will be in 5.5 to 6 months.
Okay,
Yes.
wow.
And in that amount of time, those pigs will eat about 750 pounds of feed a piece before they're ready for market. So it takes a lot of corn and soybean meal and minerals to get one hog ready for market.
So that's cool to know. And just to clarify here too, this is when we're doing this little piggy went to the market, whatever, and then went to market. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Okay.
right. Exactly. So when we get ready to sell our load of pigs, we will go in each pen and then mark the biggest ones, and those are the ones that are loaded onto the semi. And it'll usually take about 2 of us to load 175 head on a semi in about an hour, and then off he goes to one of the major packers. And our particular packer is JBS or Morel Packing. And JBS, if you recall, is the packer that got hacked.
Oh yeah.
This last summer.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, we were ready to ship a load of hogs that particular day, and we actually had to wait another day until they got it all straightened out before we could ship our hogs.
Wow. When we came in here and we're talking about this, one thing that might be interesting from an architecture standpoint is the fact that, yes, we have our pens that are here, right?
Yes.
But what's below?
Right. As you notice, these pigs are pretty clean. And the reason for that, it basically is that we have a structure underneath them. This particular structure is 8 foot down, and so all the manure and waste is going through the slats and down into the pit and for storage. And then twice a year, we pump that manure out and put it on our field crop ground for nutrients, and that way we get the organic matter along with, we don't have to use as many synthetic fertilizers. And so really there's nothing better than good hog manure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, rich in nutrients and helps
Yes,
the rest
very
of
much.
everything grow. It's a big cycle.
Yes.
Big circle, actually, is probably a better way to say that, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
And,
All right. Anything else that we need to know when it comes to the, I guess, hog farming side of things? Once they're ready to finish and they are ready to get out, how long does it take for you to run? Because unloading them, I'm sure, is a little bit quicker because they're a lot smaller, easier for them to go
Yep.
through. These are bigger animals.
Oh yeah. So on a semi, when we get our bacon seeds, they can put 1,200 head on a 2-deck semi, 600 top and bottom. We can only put 175, 280 pounders on a semi when they get ready to go to market. So, and like when we get ready to move out of our nursery and they're 60, 65, then we generally can only put around 450 head on a semi to be able to move them. So it takes sometimes more than one trip to get them out of our nursery.
Yeah.
And so
There you go.
yeah.
All right.
But we enjoy what we do, and we think we have a quality product, and we just would like everyone to enjoy a good pork chop.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I tell you what, smoked pork chops wrapped in bacon, the best way to go. Just saying.
Exactly.
All right. So from here, they get shipped off for processing. And at that point, do you keep any here to be able to do on your own? Is that something that you send off to the market and then they bring you back finished product?
We don't do it from our particular packer, but we have local processors in the area that we'll send hogs and have our cuts done and so forth. And as you might see, we just opened a country store where we're selling pork and beef and those kind of things. And so obviously we'd like you to come and enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. Tell us where it's located, where we can actually go and get them then.
Okay, we're located on 11554 Pucker Street, be north of Niles, a mile south of Pokagon Highway, Pucker Street.
There you go. Robson Farms. Right?
Robson Country Store.
Robson Country Store. There you go.
You bet.
Find them. Actually, I might have to go head over there real quick.
Yes.
Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right.
All right, we'll do
Dale,
that.
I appreciate you so much, my friend.
Betcha.
Awesome to
Betcha.
see you again. Awesome to have a great conversation. And again, this is a little bit more of an insight as to where your meat comes from. It doesn't just show up on the shelf at the grocery store.
Exactly.
People are working for it, and they're working for you as well. And I want to say a huge thank you to Pater True Value Hardware in Scottsdale, I should say, for supporting Farm Tour this year, as well as the Bering County Farm Bureau. Jenny helping hook up this interview again here for us.
Betcha.
Greenmark Equipment and Sodus, and Cassopolis Family Clinic Network. Farm Tour, our next stop. That's a wrap.
Matt!
Busted. Man.